much.
I didn't really mess with him either. They changed.
What are you guys talking about?
Come on, Vivi.
Oh. I was like, that was out of nowhere.
Oh, man.
Vivi, yeah, you hated Vivi for no reason. Vivi, you hated Vivi.
I did hate Vivi for no reason.
And you swear she was gonna join. You swear she was gonna join the crew.
I was so shook.
And me and Lana were like, she's not though. She's like, she's not.
Spoilers. All right. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody on TikTok as well. This is episode 13 of That One Piece Talk, where we talk One Piece. To start it off, greetings and milestones. So, to let everybody know, we actually hit 350 subscribers on YouTube. So, thank you for that. Thank you for going to the YouTube and showing some love. We actually get a lot of comments on a lot of perspectives and observations because people just love to write huge paragraphs. But
nice. I gotta chill. Larry can't read.
I can't read. I don't know how to spell either. I spell reveal with 2 E's.
Oh.
I still got it, yo. Anyway, yeah, so also shout out to one of our videos. It went super hype. It went to 5.8K in views on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah,
what
YouTube.
Video?
It was Zoro and Luffy calls Blackbeard them. The top comment was, when I first read it, I thought they meant he was binary.
Binary.
So it's pretty funny. Yeah.
That's great.
On TikTok, all of you guys.
You think Blackbeard's binary?
No. On TikTok, we're close to breaking 2,000 followers. So that's amazing. Yeah. Keep screaming.
That's y'all.
They can't hear it.
No, I was pointing. Nah, they can't.
So that's only for us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they should?
Can they?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, they can't hear Marv.
All right. Nah.
They should hear you
They
too,
should be
Marv.
able to hear Marv.
Yeah.
He has a very...
Share Nathan with that
He has
audible chocolate.
Yeah. All right. So one of our videos called "What's Your Favorite Moment from Each Straw Hat?" That video happened to accumulate over 35,000 views, which is our highest video so far. Our previous one was at, I believe, 24K. So thank you for that. Spotify, we hit over 1,000 plays officially.
What up?
We have 70 followers, so shout out to that. But other than that, thank you everybody. I know I haven't been posting so much content recently. YouTube hasn't gotten that much either. And TikTok has got barely anything. So my bad about that. But anyway, thank you. So let's get on with the show.
Let's get on with the show.
So we're going to go into chapter 1023, the latest chapter. And Sebastian, take it off.
All right.
And I'm talking about your shirt.
I'm not taking my shirt. All right. Chapter 1023 of One Piece is called Spitting Image. Start with the cover page. Just a cool little nod to Vivi on a bunch of birds. And, like, Kaoru is, like, upset that, you know, she's jealous or whatever. Is Kaoru a boy or girl? I don't remember.
Kaoru?
The bird?
I said Kaoru, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Is it?
Roni Kenshin. Wow.
Kenshin vibe. I don't know. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Maybe it's non-binary too. But
What's the difference between binary and non-binary?
we're not doing that on our show right now.
All right.
But anyway, we start the chapter off where we left it off with Zoro and Sanji rocking King and Queen when they dropped them, and everybody's hyped in the background. Chopper's still talking in his like baby old man voice, which is really funny to me. And Dr. Miyagi is worried about what's going to happen to Zoro later, which, you know me, I think that's going to play a major factor in the fight with King, but we'll see. And everybody's shocked because typically King and Queen don't get rocked like this, although I feel like Queen has gotten rocked several times, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then we have, we come to the next page. It was a cool little panel of Zoro and Sanji standing right next to each other, side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Mm-hmm. And then we have one of the, still loyal, which is crazy after all this, Beast Pirates trying to attack Zoro. And we get Kawamatsu cutting him down. And we have a quick little couple panels of Hyogoro talking to the Yakuza bosses, telling them not to interfere with the battle in either way. Just don't get into Zoro and Sanji's way, because the look on their faces, they don't want any interruptions, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Letting people know they are going to solo these commanders, or at least tag team them. I hope it's one-on-one fights instead.
Word.
Yeah. And then we get something I did not expect to happen in this chapter. We got to see Whitebeard, man. It's always good to see Whitebeard in One Piece.
I guess.
Hater.
I mean, now, just leave him dead.
It's a flashback.
Nah, yeah, because they're going to show parts. We didn't know about this. We didn't know.
Yeah.
If you're going to use Whitebeard to do lore drops, I'm cool with that. Always.
If it's not regarding, like, Roger and any of that stuff, like, I don't want to see him.
I mean, Marco's, yes, you're probably going to get him reminiscing about, like, Whitebeard's his whole life.
You're right, because he riding Whitebeard. Whitebeard is the reason.
Yeah. Anyway, we get a flashback of Marco thinking about a time that Whitebeard was talking about the ancient race that lived on the top of the red line before Mary Joas was there, before the Celestial Dragons. And apparently he would talk about that race when he was drunk, because Izo, who saves Marco from getting attacked from some beast pirates, also mentioned it when Marco asked him if he believed in gods. So apparently it's something Whitebeard used to do often, and it's something that they all remember.
So that's over 800 years ago then, right?
We'll get into that.
We don't have enough knowledge of ancient history per se. Then we get a cut back to King and Queen. They're up now. And Queen starts talking about how the calamities are Kaido's 3 protections. Like that force that stands between him and anybody trying to attack his crew. And he attacks Zoro and Sanji, and they both, do a little dodge. And Zoro notices that Sanji, I guess he wasn't quick enough with the dodge, or he made a noise. He said oof. Yeah, I don't know. He said oof or something like that. And then Sanji makes mention to this being since the second time that he used the raid suit, his body's felt off. And then we got a quick little banter.
Maybe your body's changing.
Yo, I immediately thought of that. When I read the chat, I was like, how many times have we said this on the podcast? For his body to actually be changing. No. But, so basically, Zolo, quick little banter, don't drag me down. He's saying, I don't feel bad. That eyebrow joke was funny. I didn't expect that. And then we get a nice little panel of King trying to attack Sanji and Zolo protecting him and telling Sanji that he owes him. And then Queen tries to attack Zolo while he's blocking King's attack. And Sanji says, now we're even, and blocks Queen's attack. So it's a nice little tune from protect you, protect me thing going on.
Sticking to their opponents, yeah.
I like that. And then Queen starts rambling off about Judge's son and him being a cyborg, and Sanji's all, nah, I'm all human. And then Queen makes possibly what I thought was going to be the biggest reveal of this chapter until I read the rest of the chapter, which is that Lunarians, which seemingly is King's race because he glances over when he hears the name, can burst into flames or can use flames. So seemingly, if King is this fire conjuring race, he's probably Lunarian, and maybe, just maybe, Sanji is too, or has their DNA, or I don't know. A lot of implications, not a lot of answers right now.
Yeah.
Sanji, denying it, saying that he just, heat of passion is why he's able to use flames, which is absolute nonsense and has never made sense at all throughout the entirety of the story. So we might have real logical evidence as to why he can do this.
We need answers.
And then we see him going to attack Queen with this like spinning wheel of fire with his leg, and Queen's blocking it with his armament hockey, which I think is the first time we've seen Queen use armament hockey, which is cool. And then we get the cut to the Zolo and King portion of the battle, where King's distracted, Zolo goes to attack him, and then King uses this weird thing on his blades to grab Zolo's swords from him, and he tries to punch Zolo in the face, and Zolo blocks it, which I thought he got rocked.
When I first read it, I thought he got cracked.
I thought Zolo got cracked. I was like, oh no. But King also, he had
Wait, did
some,
he
like,
not get?
No, he blocked
No,
it.
he blocked it.
He blocked
Oh,
it.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he had like brass knuckles or spiked knuckles or something. Yeah. And then Zolo's like, I see, like, you're a killing machine. Like, he's not a regular swordsman.
The translation I read, it said, you're just a brute.
Yeah.
I like that one better.
Yeah.
Just that phrasing. You're just a brute than a killing machine.
And King makes nod to something that's been prevalent throughout One Piece, and it's probably going to disturb the swordsman fan base of the community, is do you need a school or a style in order to fight? Zolo makes mention that, good point, you never said that you were a swordsman. And then Zolo with a pretty badass line, do as you like, who knows by the end of this, I might be tearing your throat out with my teeth. If we could get Saiyan like Zolo, that would be fire. Like, biting King's throat out of him, I would love that. But we won't ever get that in One Piece.
No.
And then you get that close-up of Enma, King's glare. Dude never says anything.
King?
Yeah, bro, he just, like, even earlier in the chapter when he was on the ground, he just, like...
He's laying there. He's a calm, collective dude. We don't see him, which I kind of like the calm collectiveness, because it reminds me of, I see Rayleigh that way. A intellectual, calm, collective dude who thinks of how to attack. Because also, he's looking like a brute. I want to say Rayleigh's a brute, but the calmness, because that's usually, I guess, I'm not saying King's the right-hand man. He looks like it, but that's how I see right-hand men. Usually the calm, collective type, like the thinkers.
Yo, don't disrespect Rayleigh like that.
Really? He's not the calm, collective type?
Listen, no disrespect Rayleigh.
Why is it disrespect?
Because King ain't Rayleigh.
I'm not saying he's Rayleigh, but I'm just saying the calm and collective fits Rayleigh.
I suppose.
Okay.
Anyway, so then we get a conversation between Hyogoro and Kawamatsu talking about why Kawamatsu didn't feel too crazy about letting Zoro take Enma when Hiyori offered it up. And then we get the next insane reveal of this chapter, which I guess we all kind of knew from an SPS already.
We did.
And anyone who's read Monsters.
Yep.
That Zolo may or may not be of Shimotsuki origin as far as his lineage.
Me and Lionel been calling this.
Yeah, and that he may be a ancient descent, like a descendant of the sword god himself, Ryuma, the one who slayed the dragon. ZKK may not be dead after all. It's dead. It's dead, y'all. It's over. Anyway, but that was really cool. You saw like 4 Zolos in one like page. Like you see Shimotsuki Ushimaru, then you see Zolo, then you see Zolo again, then you see Ryuma, who apparently was a one-eyed swordsman. That's new, right? I don't think we ever got that. Yeah.
Well, because in Wanted, right?
Yeah,
that
he was fine.
He was young. He was young. Like he was before he even knew that he was called his title. So he was still in like mint condition because he was young. Like
Yeah. And you see Zolo still fighting King, and King's trying to kick Zolo now, and Zolo's dodging it. Like, it just looks really cool. And apparently Ryuma got chipped up a little bit in his days. So he got some scars on him, his face here, and now he's got one eye, so he hasn't been unscathed since Monsters, I'll say that. A monster. Then we get the transfer to the next page, and it's Jack and Inuarashi fighting, and Jack is in his hybrid form finally. Been waiting for this for a long time, and I was extremely disappointed when I saw.
He kept the trunk, Larry.
Jack looks so
Kept the trunk.
stupid. He's like he's like Brownbeard. Oh my god.
He does look like Brownbeard. I ain't thinking about
There
that.
was so much cool fan art of Jack as a hybrid, and this is not it. It's not it at all. But he should be stronger.
Does he look like a Minotaur?
He looks Centaur, Minotaur, one of the two. It's Minotaur. Yeah, it's Minotaur. It's Minotaur.
Wait, with the half?
Yeah, it's Minotaur. Right?
No,
it's Centaur. It's Centaur. I was right the first time.
Okay, Centaur.
Anyway, starts talking about Zoe and, them not giving up Raizo, and Inuarashi talking about they would have been ashamed if they did so. And Inuarashi slams Jack, and I didn't peep it on the first read, but I don't know if y'all noticed, Ashura Doji's like dead body is on the floor right there. He's probably not dead. But that's why I was like, oh no.
I was like, yo, if he throws Jack on him.
Oh, he really dead.
It's like, oh, my bad.
If Jack's smart, he's going to stomp on him. No, that's terrible. Let me stop. Anyway.
Jack would do it.
He would. He's pretty grimy.
Yeah.
And we get a flashback of the torture that Jack was putting Inuarashi through on Zoe. And more Odin talk and samurai of the last 20 years, and it was cool. And then, did not expect this at all, Inuarashi turns into his Sulong form because there is a hole in the roof. So, good luck, Jack, because I don't know if he got it. I'm going to be real with you.
Yeah.
Even though I'm low-key rooting for Jack. Anyway, then we cut to the Skull Dome in the front, where Nekomamushi has pimp-slapped Perospero outside. And because he's outside, they also get a Sulong transformation for Nekomamushi. I have no idea how Perospero can handle that, because I never had him ranked that high as far as
he shouldn't be that weak, but...
I'm not saying he's
gonna
weak,
lose. He's
but
gonna lose.
is Sulong Nekomamushi?
No, I'm not saying you're gonna be stronger than him, but I guess
and like Carrot and Wanda are both here too, who could I guess turn Sulong too. Like it's
are they up now?
That's a lot. They're there. They're up.
Okay.
So we get a nod to Pedro, who's my boy. Hopefully he stays dead though. We get another little ninjutsu fight between Fukurokuju and Raizo. And then we cut to the final reveal of this chapter where Law's crew is seeing Kaido, apparently, and they're all shook because they see a giant dragon in front of them. And we learn that it's not Kaido, it is actually Momonosuke in a cool double spread, and Luffy standing in front of him looking like freaking Jon Snow. And it was a really cool panel. I really like this panel. And then we see a little mini flashback with Shinobu, who saw Momo as he's turning, and apparently he looks like someone. I'm going to assume it's Odin.
That's going to be his mom.
I low-key want it to be Kinemon. I don't know why. But
what?
I do. I don't want to see Odin again. Anyway.
I mean, they with the whole clone thing, probably took it a little way, but...
There was a nice little callback to Luffy and Momo's first meeting, where he was in his dragon form as a kid, and Luffy met him down in the dungeon, and he basically needs him to fly him back up, just like in Punk Hazard, to go fight the big bad guy. And Momo just seems really, really mature now. Like, he's saying indeed, and he looks brolic or type cut in the little silhouette. I know you hated that because, like, you hated the Odin silhouettes for so long. we back.
I just hope they don't draw him with Odin's hair. I couldn't stand it. Odin was cool, but I couldn't stand it.
See, I think Odin's hair was a creation that Odin came up with because he knew he was going to have him holding the pot.
Yeah.
So, like...
It's true.
I mean, that's how I thought he envisioned. Anyway. So Luffy's like, Momo, is that you? He says, indeed. And come on, let's go back and take Wano. So Luffy's ready to go for round 3. Is it 3 or 4? Oh, round 3 versus Kaido. Momo looked badass. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I thought he looked cooler than Dragons looked. And than Kaido's looked in his dragon form almost the entirety of the Wano.
Because he looks old.
That's not true.
That is so true to me. But whatever.
But you see the difference? It's gonna look dope if they all go in dragon form, because they're gonna have, I don't know if Oda's gonna do it, but you notice that Kaido's kind of like a black dragon, or black and right. He's looking like, for the I guess the black and white, he's looking like a white dragon, but only because it's black and white. I don't know how they're gonna look in color.
I mean, I'm assuming he's still gonna be pink.
Because what is he? He's blue, right? Kaido, he's a blue dragon. In colored.
Do what he do.
I was trying to go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
Blue and pink. That's not gonna
He's
look cool.
He's pink, bro.
I know, but that's not
you
gonna
mean
look
like
cool.
when they clash each other?
That's not gonna look cool, but whatever.
It could.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what it looks like.
All right, so let's go over the chapter, right? That's the end.
Yeah, that's the end of the chapter, and we don't get a break for another 2 more releases after this, which is really cool. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dope.
Rare for One Piece.
Yeah.
So Chris Keeper from TikTok, he says, "Yo Seb, I'm with you. Marco is pretty good."
Appreciate you, man. I'm dolo today, so Lionel not here to back me up.
I expect more from you, Chris.
I expect more from Marco, but we didn't get that.
Never.
All right, so for the chapter, what did you guys think about the whole Zoro and Sanji being able to just fight King and Queen right now, like, as the situation is unfolding? How did you feel?
I didn't have a problem with it, but you know me, I've been a Zoro and Sanji are going to fight King and Queen since the second... I feel like, was it when Jack showed up? I said, Kaido's subordinates are going to be King and Queen, and Zoro and Sanji are going to fight them too. Yeah. So... That's just been my MO. That's just how One Piece works. Like, And as we've seen so far, like Sanji's probably gonna get 1 or 2 power-ups from where he's at right now with whatever his Lunarian or exoskeleton or whatever's going on with him and his body and the raid suit. Zolo has Enma. Like, I feel like it's gonna be high diff, but they're gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, extreme diff even, but they'll get it done.
Like Sebastian, I saw them fighting them like Zolo and Sanji fighting King and Queen like from the get, right? I like how even though they took these attacks, they're showing like that they didn't really affect them. Like these mean nothing because these are the top 2 strongest people in Kaido, the Yonko's crew member. So these attacks, they should be able to like take them and continue fighting like nothing, and which they showed. Like King just lay there like no expression at all. Like and the Queen even said it. We didn't even feel this, bro.
Dude, King's expression is like, yo, bro, I was supposed to be laid up with Smoothie right now. Y'all ruining everything. Y'all ruining everything.
He said, we got an alliance with Big Mom. Shoot. Like pretty much. But so I like that. So I saw them attack. Like I kind of feel like they're gonna be pushing the fight because especially they better be actually. Because one, again, Yonko, 2 strongest crew and the Yonko's crew member, Kaido's. And also, we haven't really seen Zoro and Sanji get pushed since the time skip, So I definitely want to see, like me and Lana were talking about it, Zoro's King's disposition and his hockey being pushed here where he has to master it even further now. Especially, now Zoro knows he has the Supreme King, right? The Supreme Hockey. So him realizing how he has to use it in a fight, just like the way Luffy is doing it. I kind of want Zoro in his own like scale doing it against King. I don't know because I guess it takes it back to because Luffy's fighting someone who has it. We don't know if King has it or not. Like it could go either way. If King not having it, him having it. I hope King does have it so it could like help Zoro grow. And Sanji is. I wonder if he, with the whole rage suit, is he turning more cyborg now because of it? Like the effects of it's like because what he was originally created with by his father. Is that playing a factor? I don't know what's going on with his body. It's interesting. I didn't think about like that way because why would the rage suit affect him like this? We don't know what's affecting him, but still, it's interesting. I want to know what's going on because also he is supposed to be not fully human. He's supposed to be enhanced. Yeah. So that's interesting.
JV on Butt TikTok said, we believe in Marco's supremacy.
I don't know about supremacy, but I'm I'm Team Marco all day, every day. So appreciate y'all. Shout out to the TikTokers, man. They get it.
So that's you always choose like the losing side though.
Never, ever.
Like
I'm always
in different
winning.
animes, not just in One Piece. You do that.
Listen, because I ride with my peoples, man.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, they don't ride for long. AKA Neji.
Yeah, they usually get taken out.
Listen.
ASAP FGC said, I wonder what's going to happen to Zoro after that recovery thing wears off.
You want to take it?
I don't say it's probably going to be similar. I mean, it'll be good to see another like growth from it, but I'm thinking similar to when he nothing happened, like his condition. But I like to see it will be like another strength to Zoro because Zoro's supposed to be a tank. Of like in another situation, but he's able to overcome it or like takes less damage because he's stronger now.
Yeah.
I would hope, in however it plays out, that he's mid battle when it overtakes him, when it comes back, and he has to fight through that as an added negative and still win, because that's how you get those King's disposition hockey blooms. You know what I mean? That's what I want. That's how I would write it if I was older. I wouldn't have him win the fight. Because that's cheap. I don't want to say it's cheap, but for him to just get back to 100% and then win a fight and then like, all right, I won and then now I'm hurt again. Like, that's not tension. I need Zoro to be balls to the wall, dying, pulling attacks. Like the way he was with Kaido when he whipped out Ashura. And I don't know if King can push him to that. I assume he can. I hope he can. I have high hopes for King.
He better be.
I'm starting to hope that King even has King's position because that would be cool. It would be the first time Zoro defeated a King's position user.
Exactly.
Like this would be the stamp. This would be the thing that they did. So that's how I hope it plays out.
Same.
Yeah.
Because I don't see Zoro fighting Kaido again.
I mean, I feel like even before the time skip, it was the same thing with him, Every fight he ever went into, he was already hurt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just the same thing. I don't think anything's different. If anything, it's kind of played out. Luffy Tard said the commanders are fighting each other and the captain's about to go at it equal matches. Basically, it's just they're gonna have equal matches.
I don't know about equal. The thing is, Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy are all going to have to grow to win the fights that they're about to fight.
Yeah.
Like, they can't win as is. They have to get stronger in these fights. The same way they had to get stronger at Enies Lobby, and the same way they had to get stronger at Alabasta. So, it doesn't happen every arc, but they did. I mean, maybe it does. But they have to get... Where they're at now isn't good enough to win versus the opponents that they're fighting. One-on-one, anyway. Maybe Zolo is. Because, again, I don't know where King is on the spectrum. But, we've seen Sanji kick Queen several times. He's not really affecting him.
Yeah.
So Sanji needs to get stronger. His attack power, his AP needs to be higher. Zolo, he has Enma, but King just tanked this. So, you know what I mean?
But Emma's, to me, I never viewed Emma as a power-up for... It's
not. It's a training tool for the most part, but it does make him stronger. It does allow him to unleash more of his power. So, and again... I just never rated King super high. So like, when I saw Zolo and Kaido, I was like, all right, maybe you can take King out. Like, you know what I mean? But let me stop sleeping on King.
Sometimes you gotta power scale down. JB on Butt TikTok said, I don't think it was just the raid suit that's affecting him, affecting Sanji. I think it was also the clash with Kin.
Kin?
Who's Kin?
Like his kin? Like his family? Kinamo?
I don't know.
King? Is it supposed to be King?
I don't know. JV has to clarify that. Not Shane15 said, you guys think the Minx treatment took Zoro back to 100%, or is he fighting with a handicap again?
I think he's at 100%. He looked good. He's
he said King.
Yeah, King. He didn't have any noticeable bruises or damage on him. I think Zoro's back to 100%, which is why I really think he's going to get affected by that medicine for drawback.
Wait, so what was the medicine do? Did it, like... nullify his pain only, or did it like quick fix her up for a limited time?
It was like, yo, you broke your arm, you're not gonna be able to feel it now.
So pretty much it's all still broken. It's just no pain.
Yeah.
So it just took away all the pain then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to find it somewhere to get the translation.
Because that's what I was thinking that happens. Like, so it's not really healing. It's more like, you feel nothing. You know.
Yeah.
Like your senses are nulled.
Hull said, what do you think Big Mom's standing currently after finding out about Jack destroying the town?
Oh, yeah, because Big Mom was at that town, and she was really, like, when she was in Olin form, right?
Yeah.
And she was... People be forgetting Big Mom's still evil. Like, end of the day, like, she's still evil, right? So, I can't see her messing up her plans, because... The other thing is she has some actual plan here. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to just join with Kaido and me and Kaido are going to take over the world. Like, Big Mom's going to do something where she wins in the end, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I can't see her jeopardizing it all for the people of that town. Even though, I mean, she hit page 1, but I don't think Kaido would care too much that she did that.
Yeah.
I mean, if Big Mom wants to take Jack out, she could do that. You know what I mean? Like, she's not going to have a problem doing that. If it'll affect her and Kaido's like deal,
it might.
It could, but it would just be something she takes note of where she pulls it. Like, cause I mean, it's a theory going around, but do y'all think Big Mom betrays Kaido?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I feel like most people think like she'll backstab him at some point.
Oh, most definitely, because she's mad selfish.
Yeah, like she wants to be Pirate King herself. Like, if all this works out and it's like, I bet like these brats hurt Kaido enough, and now I can just sneak them.
But she's also
like,
wary of Kaido's strength, though. You know, like for her to betray Kaido is not going to be a simple thing. It has to be a well thought out.
She's
plan.
not going to do it until it's at the optimal moment for her to win or to get. You know what I mean? Even if it's not even like, oh, I'm gonna fight Kaido now. Even if she just like stabs him in the back on some Squardo Whitebeard stuff to weaken him enough to that the other people can deal with him, you know? I don't know what she does per se, but I don't know that her finding out. Did she find out? Did they say it? Like, I don't.
No.
Okay. Yeah. No. So.
I think that Sanji, he's not like really a cyborg. I just think that genetically he's enhanced. So I don't know what defines a cyborg or. What's the other one that's not an android? I don't know if it's because they have metal arms or something like that, but I think it's just genetically he's different. So he probably has gene splicing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're doing that in real life where they're trying to prevent diseases. So they'll gene splice HIV into this person so they're immune to HIV. So I think it's more or less like he probably has some blood left over from the king's race and somehow got it and just genetically modified it.
Yeah, I saw something online where they were like, it's probably a combination of a couple of things, where it's like when we first heard about Sanji coming back with the attack cuisine that he's using, it's like it enhances your body in some way, right? That he got from the Okama Island. And then it's like he's rapidly always using the fire tech ability that he probably can only do because of the Lunarian race, right? And then it's the raid suit. So it's like those three things in conjunction are probably unlocking his Germa exoskeleton the way that the Niji and Ichiji and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't have any good theories on it. Maybe his mom was Lunarian the whole time. Maybe King, because King was climbing the red line consistently. I'm not King. Judge, right? Like with the snails.
Yeah.
Like maybe he just picked off one of the Lunarian people that are like King.
They're living like on the outskirts of Marine.
Yeah, because I don't know how much clout Judge has to be just going up and down the red line. I can't imagine he's going up where Mary Joa's is. You know what I mean? Like just he's all these snails crawling through and then just down. Like he's probably doing it to the side or something. So maybe he caught one of them just flying up there or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So then we get into the Perospero part of it. How did you guys feel about the whole Perospero and him just basically fighting Nekomamushi? Oh, it was Jack versus Inu.
Yeah,
right.
Jack versus.
My question is like, if what's his name? What's his full name?
Inuarashi.
Inuarashi. If he ends up like moving away from that hole, and there's just like no sunlight, does he go back into his regular form?
Yeah.
So you could just
Jack
fight.
gotta get him out of there, bro.
So you could just fight only in that one spot.
If he's smart, create a bigger hole. That's like
make holes bigger.
Make more longer.
I mean, there's also like, yo, I want to fight you at your best too. Like I can see Jack just wanting to win.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Jack don't care.
He's not a Saiyan.
Yeah, he's not trying to do that.
Jack's real though. I respect
A real
Jack.
drought.
Come on, man. I respect Jack. He gonna try to win the way Inuarashi is, I think.
So Nekomamushi versus Perospero again. That is pretty crazy that Carrot is there too. So if she happens to like decide to go Sulong, that's crazy.
It's like it could be 3 Sulongs on one, bro.
That's like double ascended.
Well, Carrot doesn't have complete control the way Nekomamushi does. So I can't see her going in and it being a positive.
Other one?
I mean, she kind of did.
She did, but she like did it for a short period of time and then was like affected for a while.
Yeah.
Like Nekomamushi was in Sulong like 15 chapters, 20 something chapters ago, and then like is right back at it. Like, oh, I'm Sulong again, huh? Like,
yeah.
So I don't know that Wanda or Carrot can just go in and out of that form that often because they're not elite like that.
Yeah. What was next after that? I forgot.
We gonna skip that. No, it was Raizo and Fukurokuju.
Oh yeah. You can skip that.
And then
we don't
Momo
care.
and Luffy.
So I think this panel was really cool. I think seeing, since I did call it.
Yeah, you did.
He did.
You did.
He did.
Momo looking the way he does looks fantastic. This also brought up the fact about Vegapunk for me, because he was mentioned in the chapter. Vegapunk is 500 years into the future in terms of science and just IQ level, right?
Yeah.
If he deemed this fruit a failure, we're going to see why now. I don't think that it's a failure. I think the reason, like I've said before, the reason why it's a failure is because it's a perfect replica of a devil fruit, which in my perspective, Vegapunk does not want the government to have that much power. Because you can't have 3 admirals and then have 3 Kaidos. Like, that would be impossibly scary.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to survive if somebody's dragon blasting you. You're at this point, Vegapunk is probably the most dangerous person in the whole show because now he can create ancient weapons, but make them modern weapons.
Yeah.
And that's scary enough because now if you have 3 admirals who have, you know, the fish fruit, and they decide to do dragon breath all at once and combine it, it would take out like anything.
Yeah.
It would take out, like, we've seen Dragon Breath take out a whole mountain.
Yeah.
And, like, Kaido probably wasn't even fully charged up. He was just like,
drunk.
yo, this is enough just to take you out. But if I really wanted to cook this up, I could probably destroy, like, an island.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Like, Kaido's literally a modern weapon at this point. Now, in terms of, like, flying, too, he can also move islands. Like, we were talking about before, like, continent movers. Like, we haven't seen any, but it was rumored that Oars was one. Kaido's one.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, his power. Like, if Kaido can do just more than Onigashima, he might be able to do a whole island. Now, if there's more replicas of this is where it starts getting crazy. It's like the possibilities of, like, multiplying devil fruits that happen to just be too insane, or it's impossible. Like, Vegapunk replicates the Yami Yami fruit.
Yeah, and now you got Mad Darknesses.
And now you got Mad Darknesses,
and
but
just taking other people's fruits.
But also it's like, let's say Blackbeard's main way of having 2 devil fruits is through the Yami Yami. Now we're creating people that can have multiple devil fruits.
Yeah.
That's scary. So in this terms, like, we're seeing it right now, like, Momo he's not going to add much to the battlefield, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What he will do is he'll pick up the island and keep it from falling, which is great, but he's not going to be a battle addition because he doesn't have that strength capability. Yeah. Now, if he does power scale up like everybody else is scaled up, then I think that he will be at around, like, Kinemon's level.
Just Kinemon?
I mean, Kinemon's technically... are you Denjiro or Kinemon? You pick which
Denjiro.
one.
But
he's going to be around that level.
The thing about it is, if he's scaling up, the way you say, right, he's gaining all of these elemental dragon abilities that Kaido had. Yeah. The fire breath, the wind scythes, the electricity, the ability to move islands, like, and probably the durability. Like, Kinemon probably couldn't beat that. You know what I'm saying? Even just the basis form of Kaido's
I'm talking about just,
form.
like, in his regular form. Like, he can do the dragon stuff. Cool.
Oh, you mean as a base person?
As, like, a base person. He's going to be around Kinemon.
Oh, okay. So just with swordsmanship.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's not that well trained in a sword, is he?
That's the thing, too. That's what I'm saying. Power scaling is going to have to happen. Like, he's never done blast breath.
Yeah.
But
for him to know how
I guarantee you he's going to do it. He's never done the wind scythes that Kaido's done. But I guarantee you he's probably going to have something to combat him. Because I do think they're going to fight over the Fire Festival.
Do you think he fights Kaido at any point? Like, do you think he fights Kaido?
So, as a reader, you would want to see 2 dragons fight.
I would want to see it. It would look cool.
Right? Like,
but it wouldn't make sense.
It would be the aesthetic.
He would get washed.
It would be the aesthetic. Because remember, we're not talking about Kid Momo anymore. I think we have to put that into reality. Yeah. Like, if we're talking about a full-grown 28-year-old, he's probably going to have some hockey abilities too.
Right.
He's going to be able to fight Kaido to some degree, and especially with that little Odin insinuation that, you know, she mentioned,
Kaido gonna freak out when he see him, yo. He's gonna freak out twice. He's gonna be like, "Oh, stop! It's another dragon," and then he's gonna like scale down to like regular form. He's gonna be like, "You have the Enel face."
Yeah.
I don't know if I want that for Kaido.
He's not gonna be scared.
He's gonna be freaked. He's gonna be like,
he's just gonna ask him, "Who are you?"
He's gonna be drunk. Like,
nah, he's gonna ask. He's gonna be like, "Yo, who are you?" Like, seriously, he's gonna be like, "Why? Like, you seem like Odin. Like, who are you?" And then he's gonna be like, "Oh,
he's gonna PTSD it out, bro." He's gonna be like,
one though, I could definitely see that would be dope. Because I could picture that being the legend behind Momo before he becomes Domino of Wano, not joining the Straw Hats. Him holding up Wano from falling.
You gotta
give. You think he holds it for an hour?
You gotta give hope to the people.
Yeah.
Like the people have to see usually. Like when you become a leader, you have to lead. So he's going to have to show the people in the Fire Festival that there's still hope for Wano to go back to what it used to be, which was a prospering, island. And for him to do so, he would have to show that he's battling Kaido. So they're so scared of a dragon, right? Like they've seen this dragon like hover over their town and destroy their land. It would be great to see a dragon of the complete opposite color.
Protect them.
Protect them.
Yeah. But you can get the protection with just him holding it up. Because it's like...
But they wouldn't see him.
They would see it. But if it's close to the capital and they're right there, and there's a giant dragon holding the thing up for an hour, like maybe he replicates the Hour of Legend by holding up Onigashima
that'd be cool too.
for an hour, and it gives Luffy. Then we get the actual.
They have to know that the island's falling at first.
They would see it.
No,
it's
he's
like
gonna do both.
and then
thinking about it, he's gonna do both. He's gonna do both, like Larry said. Like think about it now, because also to remember when Kaido first found Momo, like I'm talking about 20 years back. Right when he was holding him, and he compared him to his father, and he said, "You're nothing like." Called him a coward.
He does have to see him again, right?
So he has to see him, kind of like Momo could in a way redeem himself by showing like pretty much I'm grown now. I'm not the little boy that you.
Kaido's gonna learn to respect him.
Yeah.
That has to happen because that follows what you just said.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why when you were saying before, I connected those two. I was like, yeah, so it's gonna be a different Momo. Right?
I don't want Momo to get his ass whooped.
No, it's it's gonna be in dragon form though. It's gonna be in dragon form though, so he's gonna have a decent amount of.
He's gonna get washed if you come at Kaido in any form.
That's fine though, because he's gonna do that, and then I'm thinking it could be. It can't be for that long though, but I'm thinking if Luffy loses again, or when he loses again, Momo steps up and fights Kaido for a little bit.
See, that's the thing. I don't think Luffy's gonna lose this time.
No,
I'm starting to think he might not either, and it scares me.
But isn't it are we still in Act 3 though?
We are, and Act 3 is supposed to end in tragedy, but
we have two more. We have 2 more acts, don't we?
I mean, they never said it was gonna be 5 acts. We just assumed that because it was a what's it called Kabuki style play that it would be 5 acts. They have 3-act Kabuki plays, but like this act is so long now. Like I can't. I want Luffy to lose. I want the raid to fail or whatever. You know what I mean? I want it all to happen. I want all of it. I want the Toby Roppo to get up. I want all of that. But like we're so deep in it. Like Momo's already
honestly.
You know what I mean? Like how are we gonna lose now?
Because what I see though, I see Luffy losing, the Flying Six Wake getting up, and Big Mom's crew coming back all around the same time.
We would need Marines to come. They don't have enough.
See,
you guys said you want the trauma. You want not the trauma. The drama, the tragedy, the pressure. You want the worst case scenario. This would be it.
But that doesn't follow the consistency of what's been happening.
But doesn't it One Piece where everything looks like it goes well, then everything goes wrong? Doesn't it usually do that?
Everything does typically go wrong.
Everything that goes wrong that could go wrong, it usually goes wrong when it looks like it's going well.
Listen, I mean,
hey, if you want Wano to be 200 chapters, I'm with that.
I'm saying, if you guys,
that.
what you guys want the pressure, the tension, all that. This that would cause it because it's like now it's like too much.
What they currently have is too much, and they're still overcoming it. Now, if you add more to the plate, I don't see it getting any different.
You think like Zolo would just be like, like Smoothie and King, it don't matter. I'm just gonna win it. I guess, man, that's a lot.
Listen, I've been learning not to fight against the stream. Just run with it.
I'm thinking
that makes sense.
I'm thinking pretty much we could get like the Momo doing that and all of this, like pretty much with the whole Luffy losing again and the Big Mom Pirates coming up, the Flying Six waking up. Because those two, they still have, I don't know where he's at. We still have Drake, who's was on their side. He could. Because they're going to need as much help as they can. Hopefully, honestly, I don't want the Marines to come. I don't. Pretty much, I kind of want them to somehow handle it. What they have.
All right.
We'll see. I have a question for y'all.
All right, go.
Did this chapter confirm that Shanks is not a swordsman?
I don't know.
No, because each person has to identify.
I wouldn't say.
Because we've been new in One Piece that just because you carry a sword doesn't mean you're a swordsman. You have to identify yourself as a swordsman.
I ask because there's Zolo fans on the internet and throughout the world have always said that Zolo's gonna be top 1 by the end of the series because dudes like Shanks carry swords and he's gonna be the world's strongest swordsman, therefore stronger than Shanks. And I've always contested that Shanks just isn't a swordsman. He's a dude who uses a sword sometimes. Like Roger's not a swordsman,
but
he'll shoot you if he wants.
I kind of feel like Rayleigh though is considered a swordsman.
Rayleigh will kick you. Rayleigh has kicked. Like
swordsman kick,
dude.
Swordsman no. It would be stupid not to kick if you're a swordsman.
Man.
Zoro's fought with no sword style.
Listen,
like you know what I'm saying? You with just his hands. Swordsmen do that.
But if you're fighting in 99% of your swords, your
I think
techniques are
Rayleigh uses like 3 different types of swords, but not at the same time. Like he'll change them. Because I've seen him use 3 different swords, like a katana, a pirate sword, and a broadsword. I see him use 3 different types of swords, which is interesting. Yeah. But not at the same time, you know?
So you say no?
I would say no.
You think Shanks is a swordsman?
I think he is a swordsman.
So you think Zoro's going to be stronger than Shanks by the end of the series?
I think he's going to be Mihawk at the end of the series. If Mihawk's considered a stronger swordsman than Shanks, then
he is considered a stronger swordsman than Shanks. Then is he stronger than Shanks? That's the question.
Well, Shanks is Luffy's opponent. So what do you think about that, Sebastian?
You know how I feel.
Yeah, okay then.
You know how I feel.
Because Mihawk is Zoro's opponent, and Shanks is Luffy's opponent.
So,
maybe.
What do you guys rate the chapter? Starting with Lawrence.
Okay. I'm gonna rate it honestly, pretty much what I rated the last chapter. It's kind of the same to me. Because even the reveal with the whole Zoro's background, we already I feel like I already knew this. Because me and Lano have been called this because how much he looked like Ryuma. Yeah. What we didn't know is that there's the ancestry behind that. Because like even the other guy they named, they said that Ryuma and that other guy, they said they looked like they're like peas in a pod. They look exactly alike. Yeah. You know, but that was also Ryuma's ancestor too. I mean. Descendant. Yeah. Right? So it's just weird that all 3 of them have like similar faces. I don't know why that's it. That's just, I guess this runs in their family. But besides that, the chapter was dope, so I'm going to rate it like 7.5.
Yeah. What about you, Seb?
10. Again. we back to back 10s. You start the chapter with Zoro and Sanji standing side by side like that. It's already a 10. But for us to get lore, Whitebeard, you know what I mean? Like, all types of information, reveals, drops. We saw Ryuma in this chapter. Like, I haven't seen Ryuma since I read Monsters, like, 3-4 years ago. Like, we got Sulong transformations, and then we got that super fire spread of Momo and Luffy, and I was like, yo, it's fire, man. I had a couple minor knocks, so maybe it's not a 10, maybe it's like a 9.5 or whatever. But I love this chapter. Yeah. And then it said no break at the end, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, 10s.
Down piece.
I mean.
All right. I give it a, probably like an 8.
Oh, wow. That's like the highest for Larry in a minute.
I was wondering
we getting there, y'all.
I was wondering where he was going to rate it. I was wondering.
Nah, it's a...
He's just doing it because he called it, and then at the end he was like, bam, I was right.
It wasn't even that. I think it was just everything was on point as far as what's happening. Mm-hmm. I think King and Queen have been shown to be at a very high level, and they've been taking attacks from 2 people who are actually scaled up, in my opinion, and they don't seem to be tiring out, and they don't seem to be actually hurt. Mm-hmm. I love that. I think there's more of a mystery this chapter than there was in any chapter about King. It just looks like you said, he looks very reserved. Mm-hmm. He doesn't look like he's going really all out. Yeah. And when he's fighting Zoro now, and he hits Zoro, it looks like he knows how to fight. So he looks like an upgraded Katakuri in my opinion. Like the way he dressed too, like the way he's dressed.
That is high praise from you.
Like,
I hope so.
he looks like he is more of a brute, but I think that's just because of his Zoan aspect. Like, they're known to be more brutes. Yeah. So, I think he's going to be super cool in future chapters. Yeah. I think a lot of the future chapters are going to revolve around King, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And when they do, I think we're going to be like, oh, okay, this is going to be cool.
This is peak piece.
Yeah. I think Zoro, having this whole... It really annoys me. That was the reason why I give it an 8, because if not, I would have given it a 9. I really don't like seeing Zoro go into battles half-assed. And what I mean, not him half-assing the fights. It's just him always going into fights hurt. After Mihawk, he got sliced. He had to fight Hachi. He was hurt. To me, he showed observation right there, but I'm not going to get into that. When he went into Alabasta, he wasn't hurt, but he fought Mr. One. After that, he was kind of hurt, and then he had to recover. And then when we went to Archipelago, he was hurt from something. Oh,
nothing happened.
From nothing happened.
Yeah, he was like
that was another one.
Next level bad.
And then it was just like, I don't know. It's just I hate seeing possibly the coolest character besides Luffy go into battle, and we always have to question if he's all right. We want to just be like, yo, do everything you can because you do cool stuff. And I think Oda holds him back. Sometimes it's a knock for me.
You think?
Yeah. When I see Sanji too, like Sanji's really cool. I really hope Sanji does display some Conqueror's hockey. I would love for Sanji to have that. But I would also love to understand why is it so important right now, this whole king race thing. Because realistically, it doesn't mean anything. Like, we're hyped because it's lore. But when you look at it and take the lore away, he's just regular Sanji. Like, there's nothing more new than what we already seen. And this is where I think King comes into into play, where it's like, okay, this is why this fire stuff means something. This is why we're this way. And then we see a lot more King, right? So I think that adds to that. The Denjiro, not Denjiro, the Raizo, whatever fight, whatever. I don't really care about that. Jack, he should be able to wash Inuarashi by himself.
What?
But he's not gonna.
But not in Sumo.
In Sumo form?
I mean, he fought Neko and Inu in their Sulam forms on the top of the roof and got washed.
Yeah, I don't think he landed a hit. Like, it was destroyed.
But this is the thing. He fought both. So if he's just fighting one, I think Jack could hold his own. But that's just my opinion.
No, but remember when they fought, when the first time they met on the Mink.
Zo. Yeah, they fought to a draw for 5 days with each of them.
Yeah, that was like, it was taking turns. It was like he would fight one, and then the other one would go, because remember, one was only in the morning, one was at night. And that was in regular form, but they would, each time they would fight to a draw. So,
yeah, but again,
they're regular.
He was also fighting like other minks.
Yeah, but he had his crew with him too.
Yeah.
I feel you. But
and he was poisoning them.
We don't know. Anyway, I think he should be able to take him on and beat him. If not, then Jack is really just the second puncher bag of the show. Going later into it, just seeing like Luffy and Momo and having that moment and possibly, I think it was just all cool. Like I said, like we did call like 1 or 2 chapters we wouldn't see these people.
Yeah.
And now that we're seeing them, I think it paid off correctly.
Yeah.
I think this is what we wanted to see, and it turned out better than we expected.
Yeah, he looks like a dope dragon. I like it.
Yeah, he looks exactly like Kaido. He's just gonna be pink. I hope I actually hope it's not highlight pink like he actually is. I hope it gets a little bit darker
or something.
Like it gets a little bit darker than the pink. I think the pink is supposed to show like his amateur or novice level, where he goes a little darker because he's a little older.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I have 2 questions for y'all.
All right. We have 7 minutes left.
We don't have much time. One, for you specifically on this one, because I figured you would know better than me. Luna means moon, right? So, like, does that mean King comes from the moon? Like, his race is from the moon? Because that would mean we getting Enel tie-ins, you know what I'm saying? Like,
did they say?
Because Luna means moon in Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if he's Lunarian, that would mean he's from the moon, right? And they were above the red line, and
that's true.
So and Whitebeard was talking about gods, and that's when Marco was. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And
we got the 3 tribes from the moon, though. They named the 3 tribes from the moon.
This is something.
I don't remember the name though.
This is something I saw. My phone's doing the TikTok right now, but I read Skypiea again because I saw some post on Instagram like a week ago regarding how King's race was mentioned beforehand, but we just didn't notice it. And it's basically a couple ways to get up to Skypiea. There's a couple ways. The one way is through the knock-up stream, and then the other one, the girl that was doing the harp, her dad, I think it was.
Conus?
Conus.
I don't remember her dad's name.
Her dad was talking to Gonfall while he was watering the plants, and he mentioned that there's another way near Marie Joyce on the red line that you can access Skypiea. Skypiea, but you can only access it through the west side or the north side, something like that. So if you picture Skypiea and the way it was, you have to go further north, and you'll be able to get to a place that can take you to Skypiea. And they were saying basically that's where Marie Joyce is, and that's where the Lunarians were. And basically you have to go through there in order to, so you probably, they said it's dangerous to go that way.
Yeah.
Like when Gonfall said it, he was like, it's dangerous to go from that way. He could mean that it's dangerous because the Tenryubito is there, but he could also mean like the outskirts, there's Lunarians.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to see because I did read Skypiea again
send
to
me
see
that because I don't remember that at all.
I gotta find it. I gotta find it. But it was really cool to like even see that was actually hinted at in Skypiea.
Yeah.
Skypiea is such a awesome arc, man.
It's so underrated.
It's so underrated. It's so information filled. It's crazy. But hold on, 5 minutes left. I just want to get this out of the way because I did promise somebody and I want to keep my word. Chris G. Ames said, do y'all think Frankie should have a higher bounty or just as equal bounty as to Robin? Just based off the fact that CP9 wanted Frankie for the blueprints for Pluton, and he still remembers. Also, is he technically a weapon of Vegapunk from when he was in the Frozen Tundra lab? Just to be aware, Frankie's bounty is 94 million and Robin's bounty is 130 million. So do you think their bounty should be equal, or do you think Frankie should be more?
Equal to Robin? No, I don't think anyone's bounty should be equal to Robin, personally. I think Robin's bounty should be, like, the highest in the game. But, like, that's me, because...
What?
I'm so serious. Because she's the only... Like, without Robin, you can't... It doesn't matter. You find one place, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't matter. You just can't do it without her. So she's, like, the Allen key to actually changing the world. So to me, Robin's bounty should be like $10 billion. No joke. Since she was a kid. So no, his bounty shouldn't be as high as Robin's. But both of them need bounty increases in the first place. Like, I expect Robin's to probably be $1 billion by the end of this arc. Because she'll have access to 3 road poneglyphs. And Frankie's, I don't know if it gets up anywhere near there. Like, I think it'll probably get to like 394, maybe 4 something.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should be as high as Robin's. Robin is like the only person in the world that can read poneglyphs. Like, Frankie knowing the blueprints to Pluton, like, that's wild, but that's one ancient weapon versus Robin having the potential access to changing the actual world forever.
Yeah, so, what about you, Lawrence?
No, that's a good point, Sebastian. I knew that, but I wasn't really thinking of it that way. The only person that could read the road poneglyphs in the world. That is a good point because, like you said, you'd have to read it to discover. But granted, how did they discover it, though? Gold Roger School, because they know the
voice of all. They had Odin who could read it, and they had read it, right? Yeah, you can read it.
Yeah, you can
and
read
the
it.
voice
He
of
can
all
read it and
things
write.
stuff. You know?
Okay, so that would help. So all right, so to know the void history, that's important. That's because that's one of the things that the government is trying very, very hard to stop people from learning. And but so I guess I guess her bounty should be higher, and I do definitely believe and want Frankie's bounty to be higher because I feel like not many people know about Frankie. I don't think he's a Vegapunk experiment. I think he's his own genius because, yes, he did use a lot of Vegapunk's parts, but he knew how to use them. Because also he was a big fan of Vegapunk. Like, he knew a lot. That he knew this was Vegapunk's work, like, from the get.
Yeah.
So him using that. So he's using his material, Vegapunk's material, but his own scientist is creating, like, pretty much like Queen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right.
Yo, did y'all see that super awesome, like, color spread, though?
Yeah, it was cool.
That was cool. I hope y'all seen that.
It was dope. The last thing, I guess, is... I can't bring it up this time, but... What made you stop watching the anime, and where did you leave off?
Oh, man. It must have been Dressrosa when I just was like, I'm good, I think. I might have been before that. Maybe Punk Hazard. I don't know. I watched through Fishman Island, though, which, like, week to week. So, I don't...
I'm still on Fishman Island. But the time skip with the show stopped itself, like, pretty much slowed me down. Then I got back into it. But the beginning of the time skip, the graphics were horrible.
Yeah.
Like, really, really bad. Like the animation for the show. So that kind of, like, drew me away from it. Then a while back, I got back into watching it frequently, but then something just slowed me down. It wasn't the animation that slowed me down when I was watching in Fishman Island. It just got away from me. But I plan on going back to it. But I'm not as thrilled as I was before because I used to love watching it in the anime version. Like I didn't want to read the manga. I wanted to watch the anime because that's But they just but I have heard the animation has gotten better. But sometimes there's a few episodes where it like takes hits.
Yeah.
So
I think for me I don't know when it was, but it was definitely early. Just because I hate the pacing. They give you like 7 to 8 minutes of wasted episode on rehashing what happened last episode, plus the anime theme song, and then starting the episode, and then by the time you start the episode, it's like you're halfway through the episode already, and then like those still shots. Yeah. I think still shots where it's just like, and you're just like looking at one person's face for like 5 to 10 seconds, and they're just not making an expression. Yeah, that kills my vibe. So, like Sebastian said, there was actually somebody that chopped out those pieces in those episodes, and it was incredible.
It's one pace.
Yeah, but
it's still not great, but
we gotta go. Again, thank you everybody for joining our TikTok. Thank you for YouTube. Appreciate you. Episode 13 is in the books.
Jana.
Take care.